12 o'clock, 12:30, I crashed. I just fell asleep. I was like, let's get this going.
Get the fuck out, because one of you are about to get it. What happened to you?
He's a clumsy fuck.
No, he fell before.
No, he's a.
He
No.
fell before she came in the room. He was on the floor and she came in sliding right after him. So that was definitely him. She was like safe.
Says to start
Hello.
streaming, start your encoder. The status bar will indicate when you are live. To stop streaming, stop your encoder. Shit. So they heard the whole thing.
What?
When we were talking here, I said some things that were on live. We're on YouTube live right now.
Okay, so that whole conversation we're having with Steph and everything is on there?
Yeah.
Well, a great way to start our podcast.
Way to start the podcast here on YouTube live.
All right.
Yay. This is the first time here on YouTube?
I guess so.
This is great. We did Instagram live, and now we're doing YouTube live.
This is pretty
but
awesome.
We're going to try to see if we can start the Audacity, start recording us. Let's see if it's working or not.
All right.
So at least like that, if YouTube stops recording,
Audacity kicks in after.
Actually,
already
they're
started.
both working simultaneously.
Okay.
So let's start off like this, as we normally do.
All right. So welcome back to another episode of Reckless Recess.
Not yet, man.
Oh,
You're
fuck.
so quick, dude. You just drew your gun and you shot. Boo. You didn't even aim. All right.
What's going on? It was Reckless
Yeah,
Recess.
buddy.
Another episode with us. Season
Yeah.
2. I want to say season 2.
Let's say season 2. Season
right.
2 sounds better than
Season 2.
episode 12. It sounds sad, but
No,
it's season
well,
2, episode 2.
We're actually was
Season
season
two.
1 was episode 16. If you want, we dropped.
Well, were we counting?
Yeah, we were counting.
I swear to God, it was episode 11.
No, it was 16. If you go on
But okay,
SoundCloud.
I accept.
Okay.
Episode 16 sounds way better.
All right, so we're season 2. Let's go with season 2. Season
sir.
2 back. Another episode of the Reckless Recess talkage. So today, before we continue with our stuff, let's just say we did some interesting things today. I picked up Reckless. Yes, Reckless. Whatever.
Well, no. I'm not reckless. I'm the major, but
The
also
major.
named Dave.
Dave.
All right.
All right, Dave. We you know
David.
what? I was gonna talk to you about this. I just want to do a clean slate with our names. All right, just Dave and Yankee. Like,
Yeah, well, what do you usually call me? First off,
I just call you that guy.
David.
David,
Is this
Dave.
I don't know.
You know, when I'm talking to Angie, I call
Yeah.
you Jose. I call you David. I
Yeah.
call you everything because I'm like he has 100 names. I call him
That Spanish guy probably. I don't know.
as like the dark guy, the Phantom Menace, whatever.
That's right.
So, I wanted to let's just whatever. We just call each other whatever, I guess. Dick
Well, the
shit
thing is,
and
if we're
ass.
gonna start advertising ourselves,
Yeah.
that why not? Like Neil deGrasse Tyson,
Yes.
he uses his name.
Yeah, he does.
Just like Joe Rogan, he uses his
Yep.
name. I know a lot of podcasters that use your name. I don't know where we thought that using
different names.
different
when you
names
go
would be.
somewhere.
Maybe we were kind of like, old radio stations. Hey,
Yeah.
Bob the Builder.
Yep. Or yep.
It
got
didn't
you.
work. Like
No, it
Howard
didn't.
Stern never did that.
No. So we're gonna clean slate.
God
Shit.
damn.
Anyway.
Tongue twister.
Blah blah blah
Blah blah blah.
You know what? It's the coffee. I had 2 coffees today.
Son,
Yeah, that's what it is.
I thank you for buying me
No problem.
and contributing to my zing.
All right. Doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, dude, I'm freaking spinning here. I'm like, oh, I'm on fire.
So we actually did some pretty cool things today. I sent you a text message saying, "Hey, you want to go somewhere with me?" And you said, "Yeah." I was actually on Let Go. Everybody knows Let Go. Everybody knows Offer Up. I have some bike parts there. I actually sold one to a guy, and I told you, let's go do something. You came with the ride, and we actually did live from there.
Yeah, for sure. I actually
on
really
IG.
I enjoy the IG live between us two, and I think
It was
that was
awesome.
definitely something because the first I'll admit the first one was a little awkward,
Yeah.
and I think we were kind of forcing it the second time around. It's like, okay, cool. I think we're pros at this.
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
time around, you know.
Even though we had some good conversations in the first one,
We did.
but fuck me for putting the headphone jack.
No,
in
no,
the
no.
stupid
That was
things.
my fault. I put that in,
Yeah.
but I didn't think that was going to be a factor.
You know what? I didn't think so either because they sell
Yeah.
the stick with the iJack thing.
You know what? The little thing and the sticker and the little or the little plug thing.
Yeah.
I should have realized that there's 3 little rings on there. There's because it's a TTRS. I
Okay.
think that's what they call it. TTRS has 3 rings. You have your left audio, right audio, and then you have your microphone.
Okay.
So if you see it, there's 3 rings on there. If it has 3 rings, that means that
Yeah.
one of them is microphone.
Okay. So anyway.
But that's how most phones. I don't know if you notice in the background, there's a little bit of music.
Yeah, I did. Actually, it's smoothing. It's smoothing. Soothing.
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 It's not enough to do infringements. I don't think. I hope not.
Okay.
But
You know, it's very touchy with a lot of things. If you use a little sample of something that belongs to someone, and they automatically cut you off, like
automatically just cuts you off.
it's anyway, it's ridiculous.
It is what it is.
But we had fun doing that. We were driving. We were on IG. If you guys are looking for us, it was Reckless Recess
Yeah.
on Instagram, and we are on Snapchat. We all got each. Dave has his. I have mine's. You could look for
Eventually,
us.
we're gonna merge them together.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the separation a little bit because
Yeah,
what
we could do
might
our
be for
thing.
you
Yep.
ends up being yours,
Yep.
and what ended up for us. The thing is, we're in a meet. So the thing is that we're right in the middle. I think it's Twitter.
Okay.
I know our Instagram is together.
Yes.
Twitter's together.
Yep.
IG
It's separate.
separate.
No, Instagram
No.
is. IG
Oh
is,
yeah. IG is Instagram, but I think
That's
it was
together.
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
There we go. And-
No, Snapchat is separate. You have
Yeah.
one. I have one.
Yeah, and then Anchor.
We each
There's-
have different ones.
We have different ones, but they're not joint together.
No, actually,
That's something we have to talk about.
I was gonna ask you. You gotta show me how I could take the last episode we did and put it on mine's too, so I could shoot it out there. So people
Yeah, for sure. I could definitely do that for you.
Because that's how I was
it's
listening.
not too hard.
I was listening to it this morning on there. I'm like, I know he said he was gonna put it up. I haven't seen.
But
anything
you know what
yet.
I'll do is I'll take the recording.
Yeah.
I'll throw it on probably a Dropbox and work out the details that way. But let's go on to the show, man.
All right.
Yeah, we keep talking about business strategy and how
I
we're
know.
going to do this instead
My
of talking
bad,
about
guys.
the podcast or whatever.
All right, so I texted you Friday and told you I had mad shit to talk about. I was just in a rant. I was furious.
Okay.
And, thank God we didn't do it Saturday because Saturday I was like, you know what? It's enough anger to be passed around.
Right.
So I'm just going to knowledge shit better and not be so much
There we go.
just like blowing my head off. Because you know what? People don't pay attention too much to when you start, it's
Right.
like, I'm just gonna
rant.
Let's just take it back. Be
Touch
knowledgeable.
upon the rant that you want to touch on.
Okay, so I was listening. I think I want to say 2 days prior. You've heard what the Presidente said on the news.
About,
You don't
was
watch
it about what was it about DACA? Was it about?
No. It was about they were having a meeting and they were talking about countries to have what's it called when they you could come in and not be it's safe. It's like a safe thing. I don't forget what it's called. Anyway, he wanted more people from like the European countries to come into the U.S. And he doesn't want Hades or Africa or Salvador. Those people have like safe ships. What they call random ships. Like they don't get touched if they come here.
Are you talking about like a safe, like don't touch me, it's gonna be safe type of situation?
You know how when Cubans used to come here and they
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. I forgot the word.
I know what you mean.
Okay,
but
anybody
whoever's listening to this can probably figure it out. Can put
I'm
two and
sorry.
two.
All right, guys. I forgot the word. I had it. Well, he called those nations Africa, Hades, and the other Spanish country I said before. El Salvador. He said they were asshole countries. These shitholes, not assholes, shithole countries.
Yeah.
That like he wants more, like people from Sweden and these European countries, and
Okay.
And that we just had a little interruption there by Zoe, David's
Yeah,
daughter.
we're kind of improvising
Yeah,
here.
sorry. Anyway, he want more people from those countries to be more coming into our country.
Really?
And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, nobody from the UK wants to come over here. They make fun of the US. They say we're the shittiest country ever because we're behind on so much things and saying we're in front of everything, and we're not. We're technically we're really far behind.
I think we have the mentality is like slow and steady wins the race.
And it's not.
No.
We're so off by so many things. But that infuriated me because I come from, my father was an immigrant. He came here. He had a green card until the day he died.
Yep.
He literally had a green card. He went.
Are you what? Ecuadorian?
No, Guatemalan. Half Guatemalan.
It's a better.
Yeah, half Guatemalan, half Puerto Rican. So, my dad was an immigrant. He had it. Yeah, we're some good-looking people. But he was an immigrant. He got his green card literally like months before he passed away.
Yeah.
I mean, he got his papers.
Sad, but I'm glad that he was able to work that out.
He got him, and unfortunately, he got sick and like passing away. But it infuriates me because this man, he talks about other nations like they just don't. He is actually making racism so bluntly out there. Like it's just boom right there.
It is kind of in your face because those are Spaniard countries.
Yes.
I wouldn't say Spaniards. The population there is probably they're less white.
Yes. Okay.
Because if you're saying Sweden, they're more towards the white side of things. If you say Guatemala or Cuba or
Mexico,
you say
and all
Mexico's, you're saying no. We don't need those people. They're migrants, but we don't need those people.
No, but I want Swedish people, and the Swedish is probably looking over and they're like, no,
you're so funny.
No, thank you.
That's not a joke.
It infuriates me because it's like, on top of this, I was watching the news, and the news were talking about how you should clean up your Facebook and stuff like that because jobs now look at your Facebook and all
they
that.
do.
And they do. So you can't have a man that's called the president of the United States of America because the president speaks.
He doesn't even have to clean up his Facebook. He just says it's not there. It really isn't there. That's not really me. That's somebody else.
He and the bad shit is that they make you want it. You have to clean yourself up, but we have this idiot in office. You know. And the thing, what kills me is if you go and say something,
right?
Like if you're out there, because I'm like, it's
one of the. Remember how the one of the anchors went out on a tangent? They said something on Twitter, and then she got fired.
Yep.
Or she resigned before she got fired, so she had an opportunity to get another job. But I think that's the same case. I think, you're in a position where you're in public view.
Yes.
Now, if your job is all about being this glorified company where it's Fortune 500 and every single employee there needs to be a certain uniform look, I can see that.
Yeah.
But if it's a small Joe Show company, you do what the fuck you want.
Exactly. So why do I gotta clean up my shit? Why do you have to look? What I do on my time is what I do on my time.
Right.
What I do at work is what I do at work. My time is my time. Whatever I do. But as long as it doesn't affect me at work, I should be fine. Don't. And then that's when it hits. Like it hits you. They make you do something. Okay. And then they have this guy in office. He could do whatever the hell he wants.
True.
And then it's like, you really you're gonna say this, and then 5 minutes later,
it's condescending.
Yes. And that kills you.
Right.
It really does.
Not only is condescending, but it also shows that you have a double standard.
Yes. You could, you got to be that person to be, okay, well,
he's ignorant. He's a very ignorant guy.
Yeah, he is. And it kills me. And so I saw all that, and I was like, I'm going to go on, everybody has a platform. Okay. Everybody has a platform. In this country, you have freedom of speech. That's one of our amendments. You have freedom of speech. Everybody needs to use it.
Right.
We have our podcast. We were fortunate enough to actually come one day and, say, hey, let's do one. And we started to.
For sure.
So this is my platform to say what I want to say and get out there. I don't care whoever's listening. I don't care if the FBI is going to knock on my door or the CIA. I really.
But we also have our private moments too.
Yes.
So don't you be like, oh, I have nothing to hide, because
No.
a lot of things that I do, I like to keep private.
I do too.
But I keep it off the podcast. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. But I mean, people out there, like, I don't know who is still funding this man that could say, yes, I whatever he does, I still it fringes on me. Like, I cringe when people are still trying to back him up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
where does this make sense? Like, I'm like,
I don't think it does.
you know,
I don't think it's supposed to make sense.
this kills me because if if
Hillary?
if Obama would have done some shit like this,
Yeah.
he would have been impeached quick.
Well, because people don't like black people for
Yeah,
whatever.
it
in their
kills
minds,
me.
it's like, oh, we don't like a black person.
No,
but
and
apparently, it's apparent that
A white guy could do it. That looks like an orange. I swear to God,
Dude,
this nigga
he's
look like a tangerine.
burnt. He's burnt. He looks. You know what he looks like? He looks like the BMW. The tan leather that they have.
Yeah.
He looks like that.
Yep. Yes, he does. But back to what I was gonna say.
Call
Listen, guys.
Call it burnt orange.
You guys
Tan.
out there, we are in a generation where everything's on social media. We see everything now. If you got a platform, you want to say it, get on your platform, be spoken, because just saying it to your friend or somebody, it doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't. It does
you
not.
gotta go out there and fight, because
This is the new way.
Yes.
This social media is the new way of protesting whatever.
Yes.
It is.
It is. It's a protest, but at the same time, this is one step. If you really want to fight for something, you have to get up and go and fight. You got to go in front of Capitol. You got to talk to your Congress, call your Senate, call whatever, and tell them, listen, I didn't appreciate that, because that's why your tax dollars goes to these people. You vote for them to be in the Senate, in the office. They're supposed to fight for you, not the other way around. You know, you're not supposed to be, quiet and not to hear from you. And you know what's bad too? People say, oh, but that's not my president. He doesn't talk for me. Unfortunately, he does. You live in the U.S. That's your president. He's talking for you. Because
he's the biggest spokesman here.
Yes, and it's not, nobody knows you. You're just another little dot or a number in the U.S., and the only thing they look at is him. So every other country think, well, if that's how he is, everybody else in the U.S. has to be the same way, and it's not. So you guys need to stand up, fight for your rights.
Right.
If you're from an immigrant family, you just fight, guys. You guys got to get out there and do your thing. This is my platform. I'm going to fight to the very end. I just do it. 2020 can't come any faster. I mean, I've heard all this stuff about Pinchy, this man, and he just
I don't think that's happening, dude.
He keeps slipping. Like, it's
right.
impossible.
So let's. I get your rant, and I get why you feel the same way you do. I mean, the way you are.
Yeah.
Now, do I believe somebody else to step up and do better than him is? I mean, at the time at 2020, I keep hearing Kanye West wants to run for presidency. I hear. What's his chick's name that she's very famous, and she's been on shows for like forever. She's a talk host.
Oh, you're talking about
host. But
fuck, it'll come to me. Continue.
But either way, she thinks that she can run the country better. I think it comes with a little bit more skills than just showing up.
You know who's throwing their hat in too?
Yeah,
I forgot. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. He's running in 2020.
I think that's a lot of shit that people are talking, and I don't think that's very true.
Well, he said something about it. I mean, but anyway. But I don't know how this. I think you need to be in some way in the politics.
Yeah. To
know what you have to be doing. Yeah. Because this is proven fact right now. We had a guy that never been in politics. He only knows his He owned just sticker number. It's not even a business. He just puts his name on something and he doesn't even do anything else. But I think you need some knowledge of Congress and all that to run the United States.
You have to have a general knowledge of how, because we don't want to repeat history. And a lot of times what we do is based on emotions.
Yes.
You forget that we've tried that 100 years ago.
Yep.
And we've been around longer than 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
So don't repeat that again.
Yes.
And then we talk about, remember Rome? I did a quick study. Well, I took a class on Rome.
Yeah.
Roman history.
Okay.
In arts and stuff like that. A lot of it was because they fell apart in certain areas that they lacked in.
Mm-hmm.
And we get that.
Yeah. But we don't, fortunately for some reason, we don't learn from history. We just keep repeating it.
Right.
And it's awful because we should be, at a point in our lives where we should be far advanced than what we are right now.
We should. And I think I mentioned this in our last podcast, which was we're behind in technology. We are big time.
Yes.
However, the biggest arm race that we're having right now is not a fucking rocket. It's AI.
Yeah.
So artificial intelligence, it's a real thing. So China and Russia are working on artificial intelligence, but we're sleeping on other countries that are working on artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is what's gonna now, given we're thinking about artificial intelligence in a sense that the information can relay back to you. It's like, hey, how you doing, Siri's? Yeah, I'm doing great, and have a conversation. No. It's a little bit more strategic than that.
Yeah.
AI can predict movements just like chess.
Yeah.
You think you can beat a computerized chess?
No,
You can't.
I can't.
So think about it in war.
Yeah.
War is a chess game.
Yep.
You have to outmaneuver and do things strategically, and that's where AI is coming from.
Yep.
So if we win that race, of course, we're going to be fucking bomb.com.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
Well, again, we're sleeping. We're sleeping, and we should have been so much. And we worry about the most stupid things, and we make the stupid things more famous than what it should be. Listen, I got nothing against these famous people. You do what you had to do to make that. But let's not make them the focus of our lives, because I could talk to 3-4 different people and ask them questions and they would not know. But if I ask them who had more tweets today on Twitter, Kim Kardashian or her sister,
you'll know those answers.
They'll know it right away. Like it's just mind blowing. Like, did you know the guy that owned Virgin Mobile made 2 rocket ships?
No.
To go to space?
No. I know Elon Musk is in the race of using renewable rockets where they're going to be cheap enough to be reused again. That's stuff that I do know.
Okay. So
I do know about the president's tweets too.
Yeah. Look, again, making a dumb person more famous. But anyway, the guy from Virgin Mobile, he made 2 rockets. And the government actually told him he had to stop.
Wow. Why?
No reason why.
No reason behind it. Just stop making rockets. You're done.
You can't do it anymore. And he was like, and the thing is, this guy owned his own island. He was making it on his own island. He was doing everything himself. Outsources everything himself. And they said, no, you got to stop. And that man was looking towards the future because he wanted to take people out to space. And he said his next goal was he knew he could build rocket ships. He actually wanted to build a space station.
Right.
Where people could actually go stay in space.
I think, was it around the what is it? Space One or Mars One or I forget what it's called. I think they were looking at building a colony or at least building something on one of the moons, and I think it was Mars, whatever. But talk about that.
Well,
either way.
I don't even think it had to do with that. The government was just, you can't be doing that. Like you had no permission from us, 1.
Right.
Okay. 2, you're not contributing to whatever government you're in for money, because it's his home money, because this man he's filthy rich.
Right.
And now, because he was charging, rich people were going to him, like famous people were buying tickets to go take rockets rides to space, and he was going to bring them back down.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he had a couple of people, famous people, like billionaires that you don't know about, they bought tickets, and they were like, all right, once it's done, we're going to go shoot up in space and come back down.
There's a danger to that, because you just don't know what.
True, there is.
What's behind?
But now you're
not coming back.
You're
it's a one-way ticket to
the guy.
I don't know.
Well, it has to go to the guy that built the rockets. That's on him.
Yeah.
So if he gets sued, it's not, no government's at fault.
Listen, you're not able to bring back 20 bodies.
No.
Okay.
And I think it wasn't like 20 bodies. I think it was like 1 or 2 at a time.
Okay.
So. And then he said, well, I accomplished that I could build a rocket.
Okay.
Now the next thing I'm going to do is build a space station and have people stay in the space station.
Right.
I think the government was so mad that he actually was able to accomplish this and make, I want to say
the government
US,
is always overreaching where they should not.
They were mad because they made the government look stupid.
And and I think we misinterpret what the government is here for. They have to regulate.
Yeah, they
And
do.
If they're not regulating, then of course you have rogue motherfuckers like us
Yeah.
just doing what the fuck we want. Really.
Exactly.
So
And I get that, but at the same time, this man took a vision.
yeah.
He made the vision happen. One.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't buy by him to actually make a space station where people could stay up there. Like,
Yeah.
if he was able to build 2 rocket ships,
Yeah.
like to take people up and back, he was never able to, shoot them up because the government was like, no, you can't do that. You know.
Right.
But if he had them completely finished,
Mm-hmm.
he took a vision. I want this done. Did it?
Yeah.
Who say he wasn't be able to, colonize?
No.
Like he could have. Maybe he could have.
I think it was just so. I think the idea behind that. I think what you're trying to say is, I think they were trying to bring them up and then bring them back down.
Yeah.
Hey, showcase what the not the United States. Showcase what the world looks like from up above. Blah blah blah. That's great. I got that. I think it's a good idea. Whatever.
And
so
yeah. Go ahead.
So you're talking about the rocket, and then I don't know if you heard of it. Elon Musk talking about California and their congested highways. He wanted to create a underground highway, specifically to capture cars. Not really capture cars as like, whoosh, you know, and then here you go, and bring you underground. Nothing like really like that. They have little side, like sidewalks, and you not sidewalks, but a place where you park. This thing grabs you, so almost like a tow truck. Yeah, it takes you right, and then it pulls you down into the underground. Yeah. So, and then it closes the latch above you. Yeah. And then from there, there's an underground tunnel that you do not drive. Yeah. Whatever rail is on, it takes you where you need to go. Okay. And I thought that was a pretty good and nifty idea. For some people who are ever claustrophobic. Yeah. It's bad. They would think of this as like a death trap. Yeah. And I can see that as a death trap. Yep. I think the concept is great. I think so too. The thing is about highways, they were meant to be highways, and the speed in which we try to get from point A to point B is really not that fast and not efficient either. No, it isn't. You can create a 4-way lane, or at least a 4-lane highway. You can make a highway, and you're still not going to get there any faster than what you thought you were going to get in.
And the problem is once something like that is built, like making a mega highway, at least not what the other guy, because whatever he's
the rocket.
No, not the rocket. The highway underwater. What you were just talking about, Elon Musk or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's an awesome concept. The problem here now, people are scared of that. Understand, if you make a mega highway like with above water, it's still gonna get congested because not everybody's like, oh, that highway's faster. It's not, because everybody's gonna go and switch to that highway. Well,
there's reasons for. See, hear me out. Real quick.
Go ahead.
I like the highways. They're great to get a point A to point B. But the reality is, people, on average, and I'm talking about data. I always like referring back to data. Yeah. Data says that most people who actually make really good money, they travel at least 30 minutes to work. At least 35 minutes to work. Okay. And that's a proven fact. If you live here, like you and I, we live here, I drive about 25 minutes to work. Okay. I say on a regular day that isn't congested, I can get there in probably 20. In reality. But the reality is, most people who work, they live 30 minutes away from home, which requires what? A car to get on the highway. So if you live closer to the place, but with everything, we all know the closer we live to the job, or some jobs are in the city, because cities is like ideal for everything because of
just whatever.
For whatever the reason, it's a hot spot, which means the more people are there, the more likely the crime is going to go up. Yeah. You see what I mean? Exactly. Most people will want to get away from that. Yep. And those are luxuries that we have. Yep. You see what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I was a kid, I would figure by now that when we were in, you're a kid and you watch cartoons. I know cartoons is not an ideal thing to be using, but when
you use it cartoons, but
you
the Jetson was an idea.
Yes, that you're thinking by now we should have some way to have less congestions of people on the road, so to find faster ways for people to get to and from. I mean, I believe we're so far behind that fossil fuels should have been obsolete at least early 2000s.
Yeah, I believe that too. With all the solar energy, with the amount of energy that we can, the problem is, once again, the government is regulating how we store energy in our own home because it's not a thing for them. They just don't understand the concept. You can hire how many scientists to give you actual data of like, hey, you know, they can really save energy with just LEDs in a freaking backup battery, no problem.
Yeah, and it's just it's sad to say it's based off of money.
It is.
It's based off of money.
It is.
We could have been done with fossil fuel. I've seen
a long time ago.
Look at the Tesla cars. They've proven
Puerto Rico had Elon Musk, once again, I'm mentioning him again because there was a problem in Puerto Rico. As you know, there was a big storm, the hurricane, right? And they took the whole grid went down.
And when everything
the whole island. I mean, it's the size of what, Connecticut probably? I don't know.
You could travel all Puerto Rico in 24 hours.
I bet. It's a beautiful place, but however, it's just because of the grid, it went down. And Elon Musk and the governor of Puerto Rico had reached out through Twitter, through that means, to talk to Elon Musk. Hey, we have an opportunity because of our grid went down. The government, our government, he's saying our government is failing us right now.
And it is.
Can we work together? Yeah. And Elon Musk has said, hey, we had a great conversation. Let's make it happen. This is old news, by the way.
Yeah.
But, of course, Elon Musk went out the way and...
Went out there.
And no, he didn't went out there. He actually gave... solar panels, backup.
But you know what? It's stupid.
And they're making it happen.
It was
with solar.
Yeah, you know what? It's dumb not to. It's a sunny country. It's a country it's sun. I mean, it's part of. It's a gray area. It's the middle of the U.S. It's a little dot. Something belongs to whatever. It's an island that's sun all year round. Okay, there's wind there. There's hurricanes. Let's use wind power, solar power. That island will be run for the rest of life off of that. No need for fossil fuel.
Exactly.
No need.
Exactly. I believe that too.
And I mean, it's a small island. I mean, there's no. And you know what's the sad thing about Puerto Rico? And I'm gonna stop doing this. I used to do this. And it's bad. But I should
say it with your chest.
I apologize for doing this.
Take out.
Okay, I'm half Puerto Rican through my mother's side, and I've always encouraged my father's side more, just because I was pushed a little bit more with him because I've seen.
You're Guatemalan?
Yeah, I've been to Guatemala more than I've never been to Puerto Rico.
Right.
The thing that used to frustrate me when we were in Puerto Rico was people used to say it's a beautiful island. You have to go, but once you bring up the issues that were on that island, people used to get offensive right away. You can't talk bad about the country. Like, you can't talk bad about it. And I'm like, listen, when I go to my dad's country, it's a third world country. Right. It's supposed to be even worse. Right. You know, you're supposed to you can't wear gold earrings when you're out in public. You can't wear jewelry.
The Dominican is like that too.
Yeah. But you could talk about it, and people are like, yeah, you're right. You couldn't do that with Puerto Rico. Right. And now, you know, I felt awful about that. I really did. And I told them, you know, once this happened to Puerto Rico, I was like, you know, it's how awful we're failing. The government is failing Puerto Rico. Really awful, because you guys took Puerto Rico over. You actually took and never made it part of it. You never made it a country. You never made it as part of the state.
Just like Hawaii.
Yeah, you just left
the Virgin Islands.
You just left it there. And this shit happened to it. And it's like, we're not going to send, we sent whatever we got to send. And, you know, something happened to Texas, something happened to stuff here in the United States, and we were all there like, oh, my God, you know? Puerto Rico's a country. And I feel that we need to empower our people. So I'm not no longer like, I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm Guatemalan. No, I'm Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican and Guatemalan. These are my two nations. I'm going to stand up for both of them. And I want to go to the island and see it and see what can we also do for these people. I think Puerto Rico should become its own country.
I think so too.
And the problem why the U.S. took it was because of money. Because you can't for Puerto Rico to get goods, they have to go around Puerto Rico down to Florida, and then from Florida go back to Puerto Rico to give whatever they need, and then they jack up the prices that way. If Puerto Rico was a country, now it has way to negotiate money, because now it's an import-export place.
Yeah, no, I got that, and that's when we're talking about countries. I know there's a lot more to talk about there, but the trading deals, just like down in the Asia Pacific, down that way.
Yep.
There's a fine line where it's pretty much what they call international waters.
Yep.
Where the international waters, they allow ships, whatever of any caliber, can pass through there, and that's supposed to be like a safe zone. However, there are known pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates still do exist.
Yep.
But just not your typical Armenian.
Yeah, no,
but there are pirates like
AK-47s.
like
and
what's that movie? Phillips?
Phillips, is it with
I think you mentioned it in the last podcast.
Yeah.
Phillips, Dr. Phillips or
some shit like that.
Or
but
Captain Phillips.
Something. But it was that is true. That is true.
But international water is what allows. But the fact is, United States has a tight grip on that.
Yeah,
and they don't want to allow that grip to go away.
Yeah,
because
and
that's how they lose power.
Yes. So and then now you got this country.
Yep.
It's fucked. The government doesn't want to do anything else for it.
They just don't.
They said that it's sucking up way too much money, and it's like. It's not their fault that they got hit with this massive hurricane. Like, it just was massive.
It's not.
And then
FEMA's not doing much of anything.
And it's bad. And the bad thing was before the country was hit with that, they said for every day 3 or 4 doctors are leaving that country. They were closing schools down because nobody's staying in the island.
Nope.
We need to get back together and get this island running back because it's sad because the culture's gonna die out.
It is. And the best part about Puerto Rico, and I'll mention this, is that you don't need much money in order to live there.
No.
If you put a company like Coca-Cola is a huge company there, and everyone says, oh, this is great. If you take Pratt & Whitney, let's use Pratt & Whitney or Lockheed Martin or Rolls-Royce or just talk about those companies alone or just a manufacturer in general.
Yeah.
Just put it there and offer them what, $10 an hour?
Yeah.
You're fucking in the money because most of those people that own the houses here, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably talking out of my asshole, but still, is that if you put a house there, they don't owe taxes on that house. They pay one-time tax for that house, and that's it. You make it in brick or cement, and you live there. And for $10 an hour, you're in the money.
And you know what, people? Okay,
but
go ahead.
And I say but, and I take that back because most of their jeans are very expensive because they're considered imports.
Yep.
Most of their food is
It's an import.
imports. However, we don't need. Well, I say we, but they don't need the food from the exterior.
Yeah.
Because they
grow.
They grow them.
They grow.
They got batata. You have bananas. You
Avocados.
have
You have everything. That
mangoes. You have pumarosas. You have. Oh my God!
You're making me hungry.
The food they have there is very unique, and they don't sell it here unless you know a Spanish restaurant or not restaurant. Well, grocery store.
Yeah, and
Either way.
it's got to be a good one too.
Well, anyways, I'm stealing a lot of airtime here.
No, it's fine. It's good. No, but we were from wind power to all this. This is us. This is how we jump around to things. But
Our brains.
I mean, look, back to that's awesome that they're putting the solar power and everything back there. There was actually a gentleman that I was reading a documentary on that he came up with the idea. He gave it to the government. He told the U.S., "Listen, I'm giving you this because this is that's gonna save us massive money." He came up with the idea to use the ocean's current to grab electricity, to put those turbines, the wind turbines, underwater.
Yep.
You put 3 or 4 around the U.S., a part of the U.S., and follow the current of the water.
Right.
And that just the turbines turning, we're gonna be so far of electricity we're never gonna ever need to use electricity ever again.
I think that, for me, when I'm thinking about it, I mean, this is just my logical sense of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you introduce something new into the ocean, you're worried about marine life.
Yes.
How is that going to affect them, if there's any?
Well, he came up with a concept where all the materials that it was gonna go down in the water, was safe, so that the corals and everything, the fish, nothing will be affected by it. It will actually grow more coral for the sea to that it won't disturb any kind of
marine life.
It would not affect the ocean.
Nice.
Nothing. He said, I made sure I thought of every little loophole that could possibly go wrong, and I made sure He said he was thinking about this for years.
Right.
So every time he came up with the scenario, he said it's done. somebody would tell him, well, what about that?
Yeah.
And he said, you know what, you're right. And he used to go back and tweak it and tweak it. And he made it where, literally, I think there was maybe not even a hairline chance of this going absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
And he said, we will be fine. And
you can't really go wrong, especially with all the oil spills that we're having in the sea. So the chances of that is a lot greater than it would be to, hey, so I'm going to digress here, but I'm also going to touch upon this too. So, yeah, I would take my chance with that.
Yeah.
Versus the oil company.
Yes.
Just like now companies that are out of Florida are able to get tax breaks.
Yes.
Meaning the oil company that's actually fracking down that way, which is crazy.
And it's bad because we have these oil companies. And you know what it is?
Mm-hmm.
We eat fish. They say fish is the most best thing for you to eat and gives you more brain power and everything.
It's in the Bible.
But they don't talk about how much oil actually does get spilled in the sea.
Right.
For us, doing fossil fuel.
Yeah.
And now you're eating a fish that was supposed to be good for you. It's no longer good for you.
Right.
There's so much mercury in fish that before they used to say if you eat fish every day, you're fine.
Right.
Now they say you should eat fish maybe once or twice a week.
Don't eat the tuna. Don't eat the cod. Don't eat the. Listen,
it's just
crazy.
So much. And you know what? A lot of these countries, third world countries, live off of fish.
Yeah.
And we're fucking up the ocean. We fuck up everything like always, and it's just horrible. Like there's so much stuff we could do to be advanced, and we just keep
fucking it up.
We just keep fossil fuel.
Listen, we're the biggest barrier of like. What do you call it? Global warming.
Yes.
We are the huge reason why global warming. Well, global warming has been happening. However, we sped up the process with all the dumb shit.
Okay,
we've been
global
doing.
warming, to be fair, was happening already, but it was happening slowly due to amount of people that was on the earth and amount of animals, because it's proven fact for every animal and cows. Cows are part of animals, but for every wild animal, when they feces or fart or whatever like that, that actually fucks up the
I thought that was nitrate. I mean, when they take a dump, I mean that they release a lot of nitrate.
All that
which
chemical.
is good for the ground.
It's good for the ground, but once it goes in the air, it fucks up the ozone layer. Not enough to speed it up where we're at. So now you're introducing that. We're putting cars. We're doing all this other stuff. Oil.
Right.
We just sped it up. What maybe should have been another, let's say 20, 30,000 years from now.
Yeah.
It's just sped up so quickly that's why we're having all these weird hurricanes right away. The fires in California.
Supermoons.
For real, like it's just it's one thing after another that should have been maybe 20, 40 years from that's supposed to happen. We just sped it up fucking quick instead of finding some way to stop speeding it up.
Yeah.
We just like, oh, fuck it, whatever. And then it's like, okay, so fuck it, whatever. Let's try to go out of space then and not fuck up another planet. But, let's go just in case something happens. One day the Earth is like, I'm just done with you guys. It's just time for you guys to go. Like, okay, now what you gonna do? Where are we gonna hide? In your cellar? Like, it's not gonna work. Like,
your underground bunker?
It's not. It eats at you. It really does.
True.
It does.
So true.
And this is what I'm telling you, our listeners, people that just come through this, put the phone down for 5 minutes, create something, come up. We need engineers. We need people to come.
Smart people. It doesn't matter if you're smart or not.
No, if just one idea.
You taught me that, about a week ago, or no, I think like 4 or 5 days ago, the last time we've talked.
Yeah. You just one idea will make something big. I said this a while back on one of our old podcasts. I had a college professor. He worked for Washington. He said he made a generator that could light up all of Washington, D.C. off of that one generator.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he gave it to the government and they never did anything with it.
That's your normal government. That's what they do.
He said I came up with the blueprints and everything, and he said I even made a miniature sized one.
Yep.
And I powered the whole neighborhood.
Yep.
And the power company was amazed that he made this generator to do it and power the whole neighborhood, and no fossil fuel whatsoever.
I think the government falls short here.
Yeah.
And in a lot of things.
And
I've heard this in NPR. I've heard it in different areas. We are not efficient and
No.
what we do.
No, we're not.
We take the longest route for something that should have been the short route.
Yes.
Just because we overcomplicate everything
Yes.
we do.
Yes.
And we shouldn't do that. We should try to see, when it comes to programming, I've learned, get a lazy person to do something, you'll get the same results
Yeah.
as the person who's been
Doing it.
programming for like years on end.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I got here because of all the dumb shit that everybody has been through, and I
Yeah.
just figured out a shorter way to get there to get the result. I didn't have to spend 3 times as long. I
Yes.
spent 2 times as long.
Yes. You
But
know,
the
it's just,
government falls short on that.
and it
keep
has
talking
to
about
do.
the government.
Somebody's gonna be from the FBI and they're like, these niggas, we gotta go get them. They talking
like-
too much. They letting you shit know.
It's like, oh man,
You know, and it's just, and we were going to talk about a segment about parenting. I think that's for the next one. Because
you want to do it now? You want to do it later?
I don't care. I just like when we come on here, we open up. Like I swear, my brain flows faster. Like I
Right.
told you last podcast, I was writing a book, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of stuck a little bit because the more I think about it, the more I'm trying to figure out more ideas for the book. So I'm
Yeah.
stuck. But when I come in front of this mic and we start talking about stuff,
Yeah.
my mind just explodes. Like it's just things come to me and I just want to constantly keep
Free
saying,
flow.
Yeah,
nice.
it just comes out. This is why
Yeah.
I told people, put down the phone. Put down the phone for 5-10 minutes. Just think about stuff. Get out there. Like just go and
If
think
they
about
put down, well, don't put down the phone. Put down the phone after you listen to us.
Yes, sorry. Sorry.
He's shooting himself in the foot.
I
right
know.
now.
Pew.
Yeah.
No purple heart.
I mentioned to you earlier, and I mean this sincerely, and I want to reiterate this again because I know we're live and we're
Yep.
also recording this. I believe strongly that this could definitely be your career.
You think so?
Absolutely.
All right, so
It's gonna take work, and it's gonna
of
take
course.
thousands of hours to get.
yeah, of course.
I
Somewhere.
don't know, somewhere.
Somewhere, of course.
But I have strong beliefs. And this is where beliefs, and you have to believe in yourself.
I
And
believe.
You tell me and say, hey, I
Yeah,
think it's
it's
about
true.
marketing. However,
True.
I have a strong belief that just doing this can be a career, and people can pay you. Let's not talk about pay because that's where it becomes finicky, and people don't want to listen to that.
Yeah.
People don't want to say, "Hey, you're successful with
Yeah.
our money."
Yeah.
It's more of like, I think there is a potential to make a career out of something like podcasting, or just a generalist. Like,
Yeah.
we need people who are more at the human level.
Well, okay.
And I think that's awesome.
awesome. It is.
Instead of saying, "Hey, I can fix you in finances, do 10 things and do this." I don't like those people.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with that.
I do too. I don't. For some reason, you're supposed to trust the man in a suit and tie. And don't get me wrong, I like suit and ties, but I'd rather trust a dude that his fingers are dirty
Yes.
compared to a guy that's clean.
Yes.
Because
But not too dirty.
No. Well,
The dirtiest person is probably the dirtiest person. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I give you something new, and it really isn't.
Yeah.
So-
But before I'm gonna go back to what you were saying, but
Sure.
real quick, I'm gonna shout out. It's I want everybody to go check these guys out. They're called the Young Turks. They are awesome. They talk about politics and they down to earth. This is why I brought it up because you said I'm a person that
Yeah.
that lets things loose. These people are literally they're down to earth. They're Joe Schmoes. They dress like regular people. They're not on the news and you see them with ties and suits and no, they just let it know. They have a panel of people. They talk about stuff and everybody's idea is out there. Like they literally talk with each other and it's awesome. I listen to them all the time. You could go, they're called the Young Turks. They're on Facebook. Go check them out. They're awesome. Back to what you were saying about me making this a career. I went to school to I was going to college to do broadcasting.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. I did a year, and then I started thinking, this job it's becoming very small. It's a very small.
It's a niche.
It's
and I get it.
And that's why I actually like the podcast better because you could sit on here. I don't have to fight for my job. I don't have to go to school to do other stupid shit to get to the career I want to get to because I don't understand why science, I can understand social studies. I really do.
Right.
But science, all these other stupid stuff they make you do to get to the career you want to get to. And it's just more money you're trying to take out of my pocket for you just to feel better, for me to get this diploma that's saying you could work on the radio. Now, that's only half of the job, half of what you had to get done.
Well, what you're trying to say is half the battle.
Yes, there we go. Sorry. Half the battle because the other battle is you now going to be an intern at a radio station. Now you could intern at the radio station. Doesn't mean you got to get the job.
Correct.
And now
I'm glad you said that.
Now you're interning at this place. You put time and effort, and you don't get the job. Now you got to go to another place to intern.
Right.
You might not get the job, and they might tell you right away, you're no good, and you're like, fuck, I just wasted whatever amount of years. To do this, for somebody to tell me you suck at it. You know, and now I got a monkey on my back, and meaning what I mean by monkey is a student loan.
It's a debt.
It's a debt that you may or may not ever finish paying off.
Yep.
Because now I gotta go work at Stop and Shop for a minimum wage.
I'm a true believer in education, but I'm also a true believer in not education, because education can teach you certain things. And I've talked to the professor in many I've talked to the professor many times about this. Yeah. And say you don't necessarily need a degree to do something in your life. You just have to have inspiration, aspiration, and dedication. Yes. I mean, use it for your own advantage, whoever's listening to this. I mean, you can take those same words and just say inspiration, aspiration, and and dedication.
Tylenol.
Now, I will for real, lots of headaches. Yes. There's going to be brick roads you're going to hit, or brick walls you're going to hit.
And that's life, though. Life, you always hit walls.
Yes. And you come up to a point where you're like, I think, so let's use this as an example. I know Casey Neistat, and I've been following him when he only had, 1,000 followers. Yeah. Now he's like 5 million, 8 million followers now. Yeah. The guy does not have an education, well, beyond, I think, junior year of high school. Okay. Does not have a bachelor's degree in filming. Yep. As a matter of fact, it is exactly what I talked to you about. It's inspiration, aspiration, and believe in himself that he can do this.
Is this the guy on YouTube that does the films?
He does the films, and if you remember one of them, he did one in New York where he was actually being dragged by a Jeep, and he had the American flag, and he was basically he was snowboarding in the middle of Manhattan.
Yes. Okay. So him. He said, he's on YouTube.
I love this guy.
So he said to a lot of people that are doing film, don't go to film school. It's a waste of money. He said, if you really want to do something, you go do it and you learn from doing.
Go directly to the people.
Yes. He said film school is just a waste of money. He said, it's just
it's
waste. It's a waste. He said,
small words.
You could take a small camera. You could take your phone.
Yeah, point and shoot.
Make a little video, and you learn from there. And that's how you build yourself. He said,
keep going. Be more creative than the last time.
You go to film school, waste this money doesn't mean you really gotta go. You gotta make a movie. You're not gonna. You don't learn nothing because they're teaching you stuff.
The fundamentals,
and that's it.
That's it.
They're giving you. Okay, when you build a house, you need a foundation.
Absolutely.
That's all they're giving you is a foundation, but they're not giving you the rest of the tools to build the rest. They're not giving you. Your hammers, your screwdrivers, the wood, the blueprints to make the house. They just gave you, here's the foundation. Now you do the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, if now with technology, with the internet, I could get the foundation that way myself. And
the community is what's going to help you build your foundation. Yes. You're not, the thing is they provide you with some of the tools, not all the tools.
Yes.
I mean, everything comes down with attitude.
Yes.
When I talk about hiring someone, if I ever hired anyone else, it would always be attitude above skills.
You know what? This was funny. I had a conversation about this with somebody about they asked me if you would hire if you own a company, and you had to hire people, how would you go about hiring people? I told him, I'm gonna look for the guy that's odd in the thing.
Yep.
I'm gonna look for the guy that has the work ethic that I need him to be. You know why? Because I could get a kid freshly from school. I could get him.
I bet you he's hungry.
And he's hungry, but at the same time, I don't think he has enough drive to do what I need him to do. And I could take a Joe Smo that is done. He's worked. His ethic is hard and is ready to mold. Like I could mold him to do what I need him to do, and he'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody could dress up in a suit and tie.
Yep.
And come and interview for a job. That actually nowadays you see people at interviews. There's no suit and ties. They're like in jeans and shirts and There's no more.
Hey, I'm here for this interview.
But I look for the guy that his nails are a little bit dirty. He looks like he wants it more than all those hot college kids.
Well, I have to disagree there. I think there's a persona of you that it has to fit the job that you're applying for.
True. This is
so
true.
because I work in an office, the last thing I want to be doing is looking at somebody who's like just got off the paint floor and just came in. It's like, hey, I'm here for the interview. And
That's
especially
true.
because I work in an office.
True.
Working on computers. If I would understand, if it was an IT guy like myself, I would understand a polo versus a suit.
I'm not. Yeah, I understand that. I'm talking about. I use this guy. What's his name? You remember the guys from the Happy Days?
No.
He directs movies.
Oh yeah. I do.
He has no background in making movies.
No.
He was just an actor on Happy Days.
Yeah.
After Happy Days, he started directing.
Yep. I know who he is. Yeah.
He's a famous film director now.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking for. The guy that has the drive. He wants to do something beyond what he was meant to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to.
You have an idea and you go jump forward.
Yes.
Your attitude is carrying you there.
Because you could have. This is why I have about college kids. I
Right.
mean, I got higher education is key, but some of these kids think, well, I'm a college. I go to a fraternity. Now I know I'm in a fraternity. Now I know the people in fraternity always got my back, so I could slack
Right.
off a little bit. Now I could go, mommy and daddy has my back. You know, such and such.
Right.
I'm looking.
Those are privileged kids, man.
I'm looking for the kid. Yeah, he went to college, may go halfway, and figured out I don't need this.
Right.
I could figure this out, and I could go do it. And he will come and tell me, listen, I want somebody to be real with me. I don't want you to be like, well, you know, I score and this and that, and I
have a 4.0 GPA. Listen, bro.
That you could have a 4.0 GPA. You could be. I mean, your daddy could be a CEO to somewhere.
4.0 GPAs is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it away from anybody who's
No.
worked that hard
Yes.
to get that GPA. We don't know where you came from,
Yes.
but we know. But I get where you're coming from.
You get what I'm saying.
I understand you completely.
I know there's going to be some backlash when people listen to this. They're like, oh, what is he talking about? He don't know nothing. He didn't go to college. And I don't
have
care.
A college degree.
I don't
but it
care.
doesn't make me smart.
Exactly. You could go to
doesn't.
college and it doesn't give you the brains that you really need. You could go sit in a class. There's a class that I took.
Uh-huh.
It literally was like an hour and a half, the class. Okay?
Damn, that's long as shit.
I learned nothing from that class.
Yeah.
I passed it. I didn't learn shit. I didn't learn nothing. And you know, at the end when you take your finals, the teacher was like, "What did you learn?" I told her, absolutely shit. I learned nothing from your class.
Do you want to take this survey?
Yeah,
and
like,
let us know what you think of our class. Say, this is bullshit. I didn't learn shit.
Yeah, like
this guy has an accent that's heavier than my uncle's.
For real, like. I took the class, and I didn't even know what the fuck the class was about. I know I needed to take it to get a credit.
Yep.
I didn't know what the hell it was. I passed it with a B,
nice.
but I didn't know what
didn't-
the hell I needed. Nothing. This is what I'm talking about. College.
Yep.
They make you take classes that you don't. I'm like, why am I taking this?
They call them prereqs.
Yes.
You need to take this prereq in order to get to your major. Listen, my wife has said that she's taking. Well, she has her degree.
Yeah.
In criminal justice, and she says the most beneficial class I've ever taken was a person who was as young as me, but had real life skills.
Yes.
I mean real life, not skills, but real life. She knows she was talking about because she's been there.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what she's looking for.
I would like college to be more like that. I don't want the guy that read the book, knows the book from back and forth, and teaching me. I want the guy that's done it, lived it, has the battle scars from it. And I'm not meaning true battle scars. I mean the battle scars of just having the life suck out of him because of the job.
Right.
If
you're an engineer,
yep.
in architecture,
yes,
the guy better have skills to back that up, that has done it, that understands working. Not only as an engineer, you have to also work with other players. Mention
Yes.
those other players,
Yes.
like your project manager, your contract guy. You have multiple areas that you have to fill as an engineer. Yeah, you might work in the back and you make blueprints and shit like that.
Yep.
But have the real life skills that applies to that education. You're going to be
Yes.
teaching people, hey, listen, yes, you are going to be an engineer in architecture, but you have to work with these people.
Yes, and that's what I
You know?
want. That's what I want. That's what you look for. You don't look. You want to go to college.
Well,
and
guess
you-
what? Read a book
and
and learn from that.
that's what you get.
Go on YouTube and
Yeah.
learn from that.
That's what, and that's what everybody's been doing. And I love now, not to change the subject, but
Do it.
California and New York City
Mm-hmm.
offer free tuition now.
Wow.
But you got to live in the state though. You had to live in
For
the
how
state
many-
for a year, I think.
Okay.
That's not
I know.
bad.
I know. You said Florida, right?
No, I don't.
Florida, you have to live there for a little bit,
Okay.
or if I think it's something like going into Florida is when they pay your tuition, or you have to be in Florida for several years.
Well, I know California and New York City, you got to be there a year, and
Yeah.
they'll pay for your tuition for whatever you go in. So that's cool. I love that because that gives more of a drive to go to school.
Yeah.
Because what killed the drive was
Yeah. The money, probably.
the money. I
Yeah.
can't afford this.
No, you're paying $25,000, not $2,500.
No.
It's $25,000.
Exactly.
It is stupid amounts of money that we just can't justify going to school anymore.
Exactly.
A bachelor's degree in business is not going to lead you into a path of business. It's
Nope.
just not.
It's gonna lead
It-
you into debt.
Yeah. Or
It's
to
gonna-
your grave, because
Yeah.
most kids can't even pay that off.
No. All right. I bet you could go to a supermarket and ask how many people have a degree there, and I would say like at least half of their employees have a degree,
Right.
and they haven't gotten a job into where they
That's
need to go.
that's a clear case for my wife.
Yeah,
And she worked for retail for the longest time. She
Yep.
has a degree. I mean, given she was in the career
yeah.
that applies that degree.
Yeah.
And I'd be honest with you, that apply for whatever the position that she was currently in. I say
Yeah.
criminal justice, so she has some type of investigation in the background for that. So,
And this is why I got so much of issue with school. That's
Yeah.
that's the only reason.
yeah,
And back to let's just rewind it a little bit. When you said I could use this as a career, I mean, hey, I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to college. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna tell my son, when he gets older, I'm gonna give him the opportunity.
right.
I didn't go to college. Your mother went to college. So if you think that college is not saying by the time he gets,
Mhm.
if education's like all the states are free,
Right.
no, I might have to be like, you're not paying nothing, go. But I'm gonna give him that opportunity.
Uh-huh.
Just if you don't, you gotta find something that's gonna make you happy.
Right.
Hopefully and I think engineering is gonna become a trait by the time he's enough to go
Yeah.
to go to school.
There's things in education like college that I believe that does a good job. I mean, yeah, life skills is not going to be given to you there, but the technical skills for doing certain things is going to get you there.
Yes.
Now, if you're going to say that computer science is a waste of time, I encourage you, because if you become a programmer, the reality is you want to have a set of skills that is going to help you build that program, because some math are difficult. And if you're looking to solve a problem, you want to be able to have that technical skill, and because most of computer science is math.
Yes, it is. My girl, she actually went to school for this.
Yeah,
She went to school
it's
for
difficult shit.
She didn't finish. Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
she didn't finish, but she did go to school for it because I don't know why she wanted to, but that's because she was an art major in her high school. No, I'm saying she was an art major and she was actually successful in her art major. She just wanted to do something different, and she said it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It was very hard. She busted her ass doing it, but she landed dropping out because her heart was no longer in it. And now she has a debt, so that's another that kills her going back to school.
Yep.
But you don't always blah blah blah. Sorry guys. Don't ever.
He's a
feel-
little distracted.
Yeah.
In
Don't.
between that, so if you hear that in the background,
Sorry
he's a little
guys.
distracted.
Sorry. If you guys feel midway of your college, you feel like this is not for you. Don't be afraid to change it up.
Yeah, who said that you have to set your heart in
it's
engineering or in criminal justice or in something different? Go explore the world.
Yes.
Believe me when I tell you this, the road of anyone's success. If you ever met someone, just talk to them.
Yeah.
Just for example, say, I see that you have a house. I see you driving this brand new car. What type of job are you in? How did you get there? The road of success of every single person is slightly different from each other.
Yes, it is. It definitely is.
And you'll find out soon that education sometimes has a small factor in what you do.
Yeah, it does. It
so
does.
What you were saying about the guy with the dirty hands and someone who has some type of life skills over a person who is a college student, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But the fact is that aspiration, inspiration, and dedication, but I mean, pretty much you hire for so, and I'll say this and I'll keep saying things like that, that this is what helped this person to be successful.
Yes.
Every road of success is different.
Yes, it is.
Like your road to success is different from my road of success.
Yes, it is.
So you might define success differently.
Yeah.
Be like, I got this brand new car. I don't have a brand new car. As a matter of fact, I have an old ass fucking car.
And this is we were talking. Remember when we were trying to record earlier on IG, just on my phone and driving.
Yeah.
I was talking about how people can't have conversations anymore because it's just you.
Nope.
This is a conversation. You could have this. Put the phone down and have a conversation with another person, and don't be afraid to agree and disagree.
Mm-hmm.
This is a conversation. This is a human being conversation.
Yes.
Guys, don't be afraid to have this kind of conversation because his views and my views are different from each other. They do cross paths. We agree and disagree with each other, and this is awesome. I don't hate this man any less for him disagreeing with me. I really don't. Like, he's true. Education does, and I'm not gonna lie. Please go back if you have the opportunity.
I don't say education. Educate yourself to the point where you're knowledgeable in the thing that you're trying to do. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't go to school just because everyone's telling you to go to school. That's different from what I'm saying. I don't believe in going to college. I don't believe in college a lot.
I don't either.
Just because it doesn't lead you in the path of success.
It doesn't.
It's not there.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. I've seen.
You're a very knowledgeable person. Let me tell you. You read books. You know things more than I do in certain areas, and it's like fucking crazy.
I just pick up on little things,
but that's successful.
Yeah, it's and it works for me, and
it works for you. Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You know what? The thing that it's funny about that is because I have ADD.
80 years old. That 80.
I'm ADD.
Nice.
Okay, I have ADD. So high school was harder for me. All school, it was hard for me. It was really, really hard.
You know what helps nowadays? Technology.
Yeah, it does. It does. But when I was going to high school, technology wasn't that great.
No.
So
how do you spell this word, series?
You know. That sucks. Before when you used to text, you were like, "Fuck, how you spell this word?" Now you just hit the thing and you be like,
you talk into it.
Social Security. Social Security. Oh, that's how you spell it.
Social Security. SOCIAL. What? This is great.
So
I'm so smart.
I think that's why I pick up on little things because my ADD helps me pick on things that interest me because not everything interests me.
Oh boy.
Not every and I. It's a crutch to have ADD, and it's actually a blessing to have it because
technology is my crutch.
Yeah, so is mine because
I lean on it pretty heavily, especially when I want to spell check something.
Yeah, so I'm that dude that will sit on the toilet and just with the phone.
Yeah,
for
my
hours.
boss says, "Listen, Dave, you're very smart. You're very intellectual. We know how you speak.
Yeah,
you're very clear and concise. However, your email says shit." I was like, "Sir, it's not my strong suit. However, please allow me." And he's like, "No, you know what? I give you the benefit of the doubt. You probably shot this from the hip, and you didn't really do a quick spell check.
Yeah.
It was dumb grammar shit. But the more people you meet that's in the IT field, they're dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, they're smart in ways that they can figure out how to fix a thing.
Yeah.
But they're dumb in
other ways.
In other ways.
Yes.
Meaning, I know how to speak, but when it comes to solving an issue about a computer problem, I'll spend hours.
Yeah.
I spend hours trying to figure it out. Once I figure it out, I'm the smartest man in the world.
Yep.
Because I'm able to figure it out.
And that's
crazy.
That's how your brain works.
Yeah.
You see, that's why
Me no stop.
yeah.
Me keep going.
That's what, and that's what I say. You know, when people look at me and ask me, they're like, "You're so knowledgeable. How do you? You must be a very smart person." I'm like, "No, I'm a very stupid person. I'm very dumb." Like, and
Yeah.
I'm they say stupid. I use what I need to get through life.
Yep.
Because I'm not going to need certain things that happened 30, 40, 50 years ago that doesn't have nothing to do with what I'm doing in my life.
Exactly.
Now, if I was in government, I would use that shit that happened 30, 40, 50 years ago because that applies now. What fucked up back then needs to not fucked up now.
Right.
Listen, we have had empires fall and crumbled, and new ones have come, fall, and crumble.
Yeah.
We all know
The
that.
newest empire
Yes.
is probably Israel.
Yeah.
And Germany just recently got their own currency. I don't know if you guys knew that, or you knew that, but they got their own currency.
Yeah.
That's a new currency, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
The euro is a new currency. It's not.
That, yeah.
It hasn't been as long as the dollar or
Exactly.
the yen.
So, and listen.
Either way,
the quick knowledge.
Roman Empire.
Throwing off. The Roman Empire was the greatest empire to ever live.
Yeah.
It was the longest empire out of all other nations.
Yep.
And it crumbled.
Mhm.
It crumbled hard, and a lot of things have been gone for the Roman Empire. This
Right.
is why I don't understand why governments don't use. I use the Roman Empire a lot on a lot of things that I think about. The Roman Empire was a massive, great empire. It was around for many, many years.
But they didn't start big.
No, and it didn't. It was tiny, and it got big, and it got massive.
It conquered other
And
things.
guess what?
Yep.
It crumbled.
Yep.
As fast as it rised, as fast as it went down.
Yeah.
Why doesn't the people in the government use that as a knowledge base? Listen, what if the Roman
Right.
Empire that was been around for so many decades
Right.
crumbled so fast? What can we do to not let our empire crumble like that?
Right.
And people don't use that. They just forget about things. That's why I'm saying certain things for me I use.
Right.
So let's say
I say innovate and conquer.
yes. So I mean, okay, let's say if I'm working on a car
Yeah.
and I knew somebody else did something to another car and it fucked up. What did they do that wrong that I could use so I won't do it wrong on this car?
It's like fuel to air ratio.
Yes.
Did he use too much?
Yeah.
What type of fuel did he use?
Exactly.
What type of hose or did he use? Was it too big? Was it too small? Was it enough? Not enough? Is it exhaust? I don't know.
Yeah, so this is why I use certain things for me. What makes
Suck,
me
bang,
go?
blow. I don't know.
That's why I use certain things I pick up because I'm a smart man for certain things, and certain things I'm not that knowledgeable.
Ah, come on. You were just talking to me about the last podcast. It's like you're not giving yourself enough credit.
No, I do give myself credit, but I'm gonna be honest with myself. There's certain things I know that I fail at. I fail.
You acknowledge your shortfalls.
I got a long faults.
You acknowledge. I agree.
Yeah.
And I believe that you acknowledge where you're short.
Yeah.
But I always will. When I'm training someone, acknowledge where your strong areas are, but work on your weaknesses.
Yes.
Continue to strive on your weaknesses. Don't always focus on your strong suit.
You know, every time you talk, I feel like you should have a bell, a gong. That's what they call them. A gong, and you offer them green tea and say namaste. I swear to God, every time you say something, I grasp it because the way you say things and you focus on that person. I think you should have been a mentor for people. Like what's that called? Those people that help people through in life.
It's a mentor.
It's a mentor. There's another thing. People get paid for this to do this.
Yeah.
But the only reason I say that is because when you say things to me, you just look at me with this compassion. Like I could see the fire in your eye, and I'm like, yeah, I could go do this. Yes.
That's what you need. Just a little pep in your step.
I understand that, but okay, she's gonna hate me for saying this. My girl could tell me the same exact thing you say. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Well, that's because it's coming from your girl.
But it should mean even more because she has my back. You know, the other day I told her, you know, I don't give you enough credit.
Where credit is due.
Where is credit? Yeah, I really do. I mean, I listen to her, but
I think
I need somebody.
Here.
I need something else to let me know. you know. And I told her the day I apologized for it.
Yeah.
I told her, you give me a lot of push that I need, and
Right.
I really appreciate it. It comes from a lot because I was sitting down in the kitchen table, and
Yeah.
I just came frustrated from work, and I started doing. I told you that I'm practicing to tattoo,
Yeah.
so I just went home frustrated from work, and I sat down at the kitchen table and I started drawing. Now, me, when I look at my drawings, I hate it.
Yeah.
She came in and saw the drawing, and she said, that shit it's gorgeous. And
Right.
she was like, you just, from a glimpse of something, you drew something that's even better. And, you know, she was like, you have the talent. It's just a practice and drive you need. And,
Right.
you know, I looked at the picture, and I'm like, you know, not to toot my own horn, but it looked really nice.
There you go.
And I was like, you know, she's always telling me things that I could do. And
Right.
I'm like, yeah, it's just her just trying to push me and just, you know.
Yeah.
But
But that's a good partner.
yes, you know, and
Unfortunately.
I feel bad, and I
Yeah.
gave her dues where her credit is due. But
Yeah.
when you say certain things,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. It's just
You need exterior validation for sometimes.
not even that.
certain
You
things.
just put like this extra pep into shit, and it's just like you want to hate somebody when they put that extra pep in shit. And they're like, oh, this guy's so fucking peppy. Somebody punch him.
He's fucking filling me up with bullshit.
Yes, like it. No,
But if you believe in it and you believe in yourself and you
Yes.
believe in what I'm telling you, you're gonna do it.
yes, but you have this way, like you could break. I swear to God, there was a fog right now in front of us. Like,
Podcast, yes, go.
like literally, like if there was a fog in front of us,
Yeah.
I feel like you could cut out your body out of the fog, move that out, and you'd be the sun, like the shine, like the sun, like just beaming.
Yeah.
And
Oh
yeah.
well, that's cute, but thanks. This guy.
I'm not to say like
Oh,
make it
God.
sound sappy, but you
Yeah,
just
he
have
is, he is.
you have this thing about you that when you talk to people, you make good eye contact,
Yeah.
and you really get to know what
It's to
you-
learn
what-
behavior.
Yes.
By the way,
yeah.
it's to learn behavior.
Are you like analyzing me right now?
No, of course not. No. I just you're a friend, and that's how it is.
And I appreciate it. And trust me, I got a lot of friends that I look to and we talk to, especially
Yeah.
my brother, and I call him my brother. We're not related at all. We're best friends since elementary school, and
Yeah.
we look for each other.
I've never heard of any relationship
really
that long. No,
Really?
dude. I as a matter of fact, I know the names of the people I went to elementary school with. Do I know any of them? Today,
yeah.
I know one of them, but I don't even talk to her.
No,
I just don't see it that way.
I went to elementary school with this kid. We went to middle school, went to different high schools, went to different colleges,
Right.
and we just stood together, literally like to the hip. We are beyond. That's why I call him my brother, because
yeah,
we've been since little kids, and that's what you want in life. And we
Yeah.
talk to each other. We try to call each other as best as we can.
yeah.
We're adults now. Life is not the same.
Nope.
And when we do, we sit on the phone for like hours. When I'm talking about hours, like 2 or 3 hours. We're just talking to each other about bullshit, like
Yeah.
literally. And I could do that with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I to find people to have that kind of ambition to talk to, wanting to talk to, because nowadays you don't want to talk to nobody. You're
no.
like,
It's a quick text.
Yeah,
Hey, what's up?
yeah,
okay.
pretty much, and that's it. But
Yeah.
I could talk to you and him and one of my other friends for like hours, and I
Yeah.
want to get bored, and we could be around each other, and it's like, all right, cool, let's do something else.
Yeah.
You know, that we try to look for that, and you have that. Like,
Yeah.
you want people to find people with that, and you just can't anymore because everybody wants to do their own thing.
Yeah. I think we mentioned that in the last podcast.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, it's just something.
It goes back to that.
It's nice to say about people. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
again, this is I love doing this podcast, and I hated that we were gone for too many years.
2 years.
2 years, but it felt a long time. And
Yeah.
we always wanted to we always text each other, we got to get back. All right, yeah. And then,
Yeah.
boop, someone else came up.
Oh, now we got a place. We're able to do it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and almost on the fly. As a matter of fact, you live up the road.
Yeah.
Easy for you to do.
I'm literally like 5 minutes away from you now.
Yeah.
So,
And we can do this on the fly. Either
Yeah.
way. I'm thinking of other ways of doing the podcast, but I'll talk to you offline.
that's cool.
Off here. Either way.
Yes. Now, anyway, I think we found the niche to stop, unless you got some more.
I have nothing else to say, but
Oh.
everything's been kind of said and do and
Yeah.
done. I
Hey.
don't know. Hey.
Hey, I mean, listen, we're just two guys talking about a lot of shit. You know, before we go off, I like to shout out a couple of people that I follow, and they
Yeah.
follow me back.
Do it.
Actually, it's a teacher that I met. His name is Mr. Hiltman. He has his own thing on IG.
Nice.
and it's called
Is this the guy that was doing comic books?
yes.
Oh.
His thing is on
Instagram?
Instagram. Everett Otto is this thing on Instagram, and they do Grotto's Basement. Look for it on YouTube.
Yep.
And they do it live on IG, and they talk about comic books, what I'm interested
Yeah.
in, and old stuff. He talks about old music. They introduce music into the comics.
Yep.
They do a lot of things, and it's just him and his buddies the same way like we do.
Yep.
And they just do an IG live. So go check him out. He's awesome. I love this guy. He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Go check him out. Look for him.
Super.
There was a couple other people I just don't fucking remember. Just thank you for everybody.
As a matter of fact, let's do this.
All right.
The next podcast that we have, we'll start the intro to shout them out.
Yes.
Just, I know. Yeah, I know the person that you just spoke about.
Yep.
Is definitely a good way. But
Yep.
So that we are knowledgeable the next
Yes.
time around.
Yes.
They throw it up first. Hey, before we start, we want to definitely shout out these 3 people
Yep,
or whatever
yep,
amount
yep.
of people that you have there. I'll come up with our list.
Yeah.
My list too.
You know what else? Another thing. We were talking about this when we first started our podcast to get sponsored by people. I really want to do Amazon. I really want to do the Kindle.
Yeah.
When we were out for 2 years, I actually started reading more, and I did the Kindle.
Yeah.
And I do this. I read and listen at the same time.
Yep.
So actually, I want
It's
to.
like an audiobook, right?
Yeah, it's an audiobook kind of style.
Okay.
I want to. I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna try to read a book every month.
Nice.
And mention the book every time we do something for everybody to go out and read a book.
Yeah.
Because you know what? With the 2 years that I was out, I started reading more. I actually started getting more knowledgeable about stuff, and I fell in love with doing it.
Right.
One book I'm going to mention is called American Gods. They had a TV show about it. It was after the book came out. This book is pretty old. Go read it. It's an awesome book. It's on Amazon. You get it on hardcover if you want to read paper. Go ahead. If you want to listen to audio, you can download it. It's a great book. Go listen, guys. Read more. I think I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start shouting out books that I read, and things that I pick up. And
All right.
I think I'm going to try to figure out how we could get sponsored by them or somehow or something.
Yeah.
But it's we're not getting paid I'm not getting paid to say this right now, not at all. And I actually want to do small businesses too.
Yeah.
That's here in Connecticut.
Okay.
A good one that's here in town. It's called the Little Bookshop. I think it's called. It's a small cafe that's down here. They do breakfast. They're awesome. It's called.
They have books.
It's actually a books. They have books inside, and it's a cafe. It's lovely. I'm actually gonna get the real name because I don't think it's called Little Books, but it's a book cafe. It's here in Meriden. Anybody listen that's from Connecticcut, they'll know what I'm talking about.
I never knew there was a book place that sells books nowadays besides Barnes and Noble.
Well, it's not a book. It's
or a cafe.
It's a cafe that has a whole bunch of books in it. I think you could pick one of the books and eat and read them.
Is it in downtown?
It's right here. It's actually down here. You know where Family Dollar is? Down the road over there.
You might have to show me, so at least like that, I can get
another IG trip.
There we go.
All right,
so guys,
it.
we're gonna write that down.
Yes, you got anything else to say before we go?
Nope.
Oh well, before we go,
subscribe.
Fuck, I always forget this. Like, subscribe, comment. Yes, come and visit us. Come and have a conversation with us. And again, farewell, good night, and guys, enjoy life.